Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So to those of you who have been following me for quite some time now, you know that my channel is usually about product reviews and lifestyle videos. However, today I have something really exciting to share and something that I have never shared like this before on my channel, and that is creating my own products and starting a small business. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the entire process from start to finish of launching my very own candle business. My candle company is called The Vanishing Wick, and I specialize in fortune-telling candles. Once you burn through your candles, sometimes it's near the top, sometimes it's near the bottom, a little vial will be revealed in your candle, and inside of that vial will be a very unique special fortune. I have made hundreds of fortunes and all of them are unique. It took me about a month and a half to get the perfect process down for the perfect waxes, wicks, jar sizes, scents, and it took quite some time to figure out how I wanted to put the fortune in and how I wanted it to reveal. So the whole process from start to finish, from sourcing materials to designing my brand to actually crafting my candles, took about a month and a half to do, which isn't really too long. I probably spent 10 to 12 hours a day really throwing myself into this business, and I think that's how I got it out so quickly. I hope you guys like this video. I know it's different from my normal content. I do plan to film more videos related to candle making and creating your own business, and if you guys are interested in that, I would love to continue posting that on this channel. However, I know I have more of like a beauty lifestyle type YouTube channel, so if you are not into that, please let me know in the comments, and I have created a separate YouTube channel for solely my candle business. So without further ado, let's get into how I created my candle company. So today begins my journey of candle making. To start, I got a kit that came with jars, waxes, wicks, and scents that were all pre-tested beforehand, so I could really just learn how to actually make candles without having to do all the hard work first. Overall, I think my first batch of candles went okay. I had a little bit of frosting, the tops weren't perfect, and the scents also I didn't love, but for a first batch it wasn't too bad, and I was determined to continue to do better, and I loved doing it. So first off, I'm testing the cheapest option, which is these little plastic bubbles that kind of look like they come from candy machines, and seeing if they keep the fortune in good shape. And unfortunately, they did not. Alright, today I am testing out these little glass vials with a cork top. These are definitely much better looking, so I'm hoping these work. Guys, we're getting very close. Hopefully it's not hot. Okay. Let's open her up. Ew. But yeah, definitely wax in there. Okay, wow, so even with this much wax in it, you can still read this pretty well. It wasn't a great experience trying to get it out of the bottle, so in that case, I'm glad I ordered different vials. So I ended up getting new vials. Ooh, a lot of them, 104, a little bit skinnier. And the top is right. Okay, so I tried the two different vials in the candle. The cork one is definitely loaded with wax on the inside. However, it looks like the plastic one is pretty good. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I create my fortunes from start to finish. So I create an InDesign template and I begin to write as many unique fortunes as I possibly can. And then I print them out on this nice paper and I cut them by hand with my little paper cutter. And then I began to roll them up, stick them with a little gold sticker so that the fortune does not roll up in the jar and make it hard to get out. And then I place it in the jar and screw the top on, and that is that. And these are what the finished fortunes end up looking like. I feel like the gold stamps and the vial and the parchment paper really add a special touch to this and make it a nice experience instead of just laying a piece of paper inside of the candle. Alright guys, it's Monday morning and now I'm looking at cork lids to cut down cost. So either if I do buy like a clear glass jar, I think it'll elevate it a little bit more to have a cork lid. Holy shit guys, I found a candle store. It's called the Jar Store, and I found some really cute jars and lids. I think I'm going to go with the eco-friendly labels from Avery. Not 100% sure yet because I am going to definitely buy a sample of them and see what they look like first. But I'm really hoping that these look okay once they're on a jar because eco-friendly is really important to me. Speaking of eco-friendly, I am also now looking up eco-friendly shipping options such as boxes, bubble wrap. Alright guys, today I got in my final box of supplies of my scents, my waxes, my wicks, and of course my jars. So today begins the journey of my final formula. So today's the first day that I'm going to be testing my new jars, waxes, wicks, and scents. I'm hoping this process goes pretty smoothly, but I know I'm gonna have to do this at least a couple of times before I really get something special that I think is good enough to sell. I'm using a 464 wax, and I have a couple of different wick sizes that I'll be testing, and I do have a variety of scents as well. I'm gonna have to, it's probably gonna be 20 to 30 minutes before I can actually start pouring these candles, but I do have to do a few things before I start pouring these. So I have to put the wicks in my jars, and then I also have to set up the jars along with the little fortunes right next to them, and I think that's all I really have to do. So a little tip, I see a lot of candle makers take the ink out of a pen and just use the plastic body to put on these wicks. However, I did not feel like breaking open any of my pens, so I just used a metal reusable straw that I had, and this works perfectly. And this was one of the many little problems that I ran into while testing out candles. This guy did not want to stay down, and weirdly, he was the only one who did that. Another day, another batch of testing. So because of the uneven cooling and everything, I also want to test out trying some heated jars. So I'm doing 6 candles in 6 different methods. 2 of those candles will be in heated jars and see if that helps any with the frosting. And then I'm going to be doing 3 different methods of putting in the fortune. I noticed that yesterday when I burned the fortune all the way through, it literally took like 20 something hours to get to the candle or to get to the fortune that was at the bottom. So in that case, I want to, that's a long time to wait for the fortune, and I just think that it's gonna take a while to get reviews in that case. So I'm going to try to put them a little bit more towards the top, maybe in the middle, so people can get their fortunes quicker. And yet again, this was another day that I filmed another batch of testing that I was doing, trying out some different wicks and some different temperature pours. I was testing out if I should heat it to 185, take out at add scents in at 160 or 150 or 130, and if I should pour at 110, 115, 130, etc. Alright, so this was a few days later, and after a couple of batches of testing, and I think I finally found a really good formula, good wicks and waxes, good temperature pours, as well as a good way to put in the fortune. So basically, this was the last batch that I did before selling them. And I am just testing out how the final label is going to look on the candles. And then of course, most of my candles were perfect. However, there were a couple that had some frosting or some tops that weren't perfect, so I had to go in with a heat gun and fix those. So here is the first label that I designed. I do think it's very clean, but I think it's too plain, so I'm gonna work on it more. I was thinking about potentially making this, like launching the fortune teller candle with the all black label. But no one liked it more than the white one, so that's what we're gonna be going with. For the two that I was in between doing one that really fit the jar, one that was a little bit smaller for the jar, and I asked some friends and family and everyone seemed to like this one better, so I'm going with this one. That way you can also like actually see a little bit of the candle and your fortune, which is nice. But yeah, just for a little bit of comparison, these are the old jars, the ones that I was first practicing with the same size label and the same exact label. Alright guys, here is the moment of truth. I am printing out the final labels for the first batch of candles. This is where I finally ended up with on the labels. So today I am taking photos and videos for my Etsy shop so I can start making Etsy listings of my candles. And I really want to show the story of my candle just through a few photos and even a very short 10 to 15 second video. So by that, I'm just going to be doing a time lapse. I'm taking a short video and a couple of photos every 30 minutes, and it'll show the candle slowly melting, and then it'll show the fortune reveal at the end, and hopefully that gets the story across. Alright guys, we are live on Etsy. So I want to show you one of my listings. They all pretty much look the same except for the scent. So over here it just says fortune telling candle, handmade and unique. Let's do my video. I just have a few more photos. And that's it, guys. An hour ago has 48 views so far, and I have 2 orders, and both orders ordered 2 things, which is really exciting. So it's 4 candles sold, and within like actual money in the bank, 4 candles sold within an hour. So the orders are coming in, so I'm just trying to see who has actually paid for pickup or shipping. And then ones who have said they wanted one but haven't actually paid yet. Yeah. This is what's left of our inventory. So it's plus I have 9 more jars that I haven't used. So there's plus 9 in the first day of launching, the first few hours of launching. So looks like I need to buy more supplies already. Surprise, I ended up getting both of my boxes, my single box and my double box. Let's get started. I'm just sitting on my floor right now. Like eco-friendly bubble wrap. We have just your normal like a craft paper to wrap up in. Also obviously recyclable, eco-friendly. And I also have this craft paper tape. I have my thank you for supporting my small business stickers that I'm going to put inside of the box, or maybe outside the box, or maybe both. Fuck it, I don't know. Okay, so here's my little box. I'm just going to use an empty jar for this, but as you can see, without any like bubble wrap or anything, that's pretty good in there. That's how that's gonna look. Test out, throw this dude around and see what happens. Okay, so after our little throwing test, you can see the sides where I didn't tape them are coming a little bit loose Hold on, let me go. Coming like a little bit loose. Let's see. Woo. She's good. Alright, she's good, and there's also like no wax in this to really keep it like really safe. I'm gonna test it one more time a little bit later, but now let's try the double box really quickly on stream. And this one, obviously, I am going to be using this one again, and then I'm also going to be using a second jar that does have wax in it. So to paper up. I don't know how this works. I'm hoping it's okay, but I'm just not really sure. Please don't be broken. So I have this in there and these. Oh my god, it feels fine. And it's the one that doesn't have any wax in it. Okay, it's a good test, guys. I think we're good. Okay. Yes! Yes! Alright everybody, I'm shipping out my first set of orders today, and these are all the ones that are going out. So these are a total of 13 candles that I sold yesterday. So I'm really excited about this. Yesterday I launched my Etsy shop. Boy, was that an experience. So all of my sales were from people that I know, whether they're like really close friends or family, like friends from high school or acquaintances from high school, friends of friends, stuff like that. So yesterday I finally launched my Etsy shop. I have up 6 listings right now because I have 6 different candle scents. And oh my god, guys. So I only bought 48 of these jars, which means I can only sell 48 candles. And I thought I was literally gonna sell maybe like 10 in like a week, and then maybe like trickling, maybe like 1 or 2 a week for a few weeks from there. And yeah, I was expecting most of my buyers to be like really close friends and family that I see frequently, so I can just like give them a candle the next time I see them, or like meet up with them that week. That was not the case. I ended up selling like 24 candles in the first like 3 hours that I launched my shop on Etsy. So yeah, my first day of launching my Etsy was a little hectic, but in a good way. I'm really glad that I got all of the sales that I did. I'm really grateful that so many people that I know are supporting me, and I'm really hoping that that grows into like just being you know, where I can continue to make sales on Etsy.